All right, let me give you an update about the smack that was heard around the world. My name is Nathan Laurie. If you are new here, we talk about the law and the facts. If you're about that life, don't forget to like this video, share this video, and subscribe to the channel. So for those of you who don't know what happened, Will Smith slapped Chris Rock at the Oscars for saying this.
Jada, I love you. G.I. Jane 2, can't wait to see it. All right? That was a nice one. Okay.
So after the slap, Will Smith wasn't escorted out. He wasn't arrested. He was actually given an award and allowed to give a speech about how great he was and how he was defending his family. Now, this is known as privilege. I don't think there would be any doubt that if there was anyone else who essentially assaulted a performer on stage, that they wouldn't have had some repercussions in that moment. But Hollywood is what it is. So people were trying to figure out, why was Will treated so special? Why wasn't he arrested? Here is Academy Award winner and board member for the Academy, Whoopi Goldberg, explaining why Will wasn't treated like every other person who assaults someone on a stage.
You know, and the reason they didn't go and take him out is because that would have been another 15, 20-minute explanation of why we're taking the black man out 5 seconds before they're about to decide whether he's won an Oscar or not. So that's, and I'm going to say, I believe Will Packer made the right decision. He said, let's get through the rest of this so we can deal with it wholeheartedly. So that's what went on.
Now, after the slap and after the whole melee, Will Smith, during his speech, apologized to everyone, but he missed one person. Chris Rock. And the next day, it seemed like the family was doubling down on what had happened, essentially saying that they were justified in their actions. Will Smith's son, Jada, said, quote, "And this is how we do it," close quote. Then it was announced that Will and Jada were going to be breaking their silence on Jada Pinkett Smith's show, Red Table Talk. Now, why can't you make a few dollars from this tragedy, right? So, hey, if you want to hear what Will Smith's got to say, wait 2 weeks and watch it on their show, right? Get all those views from this horrid incident. So Will Smith hadn't apologized to Chris Rock. Then the Academy made a statement, quote, "The Academy of Motion Picture and Arts and Sciences on Monday condemned the actions of Will Smith during Saturday night's Oscars and launched an inquiry into the slapping of presenter Chris Rock." So now the Academy had opened a formal review of the situation, and there were possible consequences for Will Smith's action. Now, this probably concerned Will and his team because the Academy had strengthened all of its rules and bylaws, especially regarding assaults and violence, because of the Harvey Weinstein incidents. See, the Academy's Code of Standards, which was strengthened in 2017, in the wake of the Me Too Harvey Weinstein stuff, it asked members to behave ethically and uphold the Academy's values with respect to human dignity, inclusion, and a supportive environment that fosters creativity. The code states that the Academy is categorically opposed to any form of abuse, harassment, discrimination, and stipulates that there is no place for, quote, people who abuse their status, power, or influence in a manner that violates standards of decency. Now, penalties for violating the rules of conduct could be anything from revocation of the award to expulsion from the Academy to a simple warning or even a suspension, right? It's extremely broad what they can do. So after the Academy opened this formal investigation, Will Smith then formally and publicly apologized to Chris Rock. Now, in this apology, one part was kind of confusing. Will Smith was saying that there was no excuse, but then essentially gave an excuse.
The actor posted to Instagram, "My behavior at last night's Academy Awards was unacceptable and inexcusable. I would like to publicly apologize to you, Chris. I was out of line and I was wrong. I am embarrassed and my actions were not indicative of the man I want to be. Jokes at my expense are a part of the job, but a joke about Jada's medical condition was too much for me to bear and I reacted emotionally."
Now, Will Smith and his defenders were claiming that Will Smith was doing the same thing as Richard Williams was doing. Richard Williams is the person that Will Smith was playing in the movie King Richard's, the role he got the Oscar for. So he was saying, I'm like this guy, Richard Williams. He had to defend his family, and this is what I did to defend my family. But there was an issue with that because then Richard Williams came out and condemned Will Smith. This is what he said.
The retired tennis coach told NBC News in a statement via his son, Shavoyda Lassane, "We don't know all the details of what happened, but we don't condone anyone hitting anyone else unless it's in self-defense."
Then other Hollywood actors, A-list actors, started coming out and also not only condemning Will Smith, but Hollywood for the way they acted after a black actor on stage was assaulted by another actor. Here's Jim Carrey's response to it.
I was sickened by the standing ovation. I felt like Hollywood is just spineless, en masse. And it really felt like, oh, this is a really clear indication that we're not the cool club anymore.
There was some question today about if anyone else had walked from the audience and done that, they would have been escorted out by security or maybe even arrested. The police asked Chris if he wanted to file charges. They asked Chris, do you want to file charges? And Chris apparently said no, he did not.
Yeah, because I want the hassle. I'd have announced this morning that I was suing Will for $200 million because that video is going to be there forever. It's going to be ubiquitous.
Now, there was a lot of defenders on Twitter and everywhere else claiming that Will Smith's joke was so bad because Jada Pinkett Smith had this horrible medical condition, right? They made it almost seem like this was terminal. And that, she was so sad about losing her hair that Will Smith was defending his wife's honor. But even progressive shows like The Young Turks showed that that wasn't the case. The condition that she's suffering from, alopecia, is actually extremely, and I mean extremely common. Check it out.
And the reason people are saying that Will Smith was offended by it and that Jada Pinkett Smith was offended by it is because she has a condition known as alopecia, which is actually a lot more common than I realized. In fact, Harvard Medical School says about 1/3 of all women experience it at some point in their lives. It's a condition that leads to bald patches on one's head. Some women are more impacted by it than others. It is an autoimmune disorder. It is not some sort of terminal illness. It's nothing, so serious that her life is in danger. But we're talking about a woman, we're talking about hair. I can totally understand why people would be sensitive about this condition. Johns Hopkins has also reported that almost half of all Black women experience alopecia or some form of hair loss associated with it.
Now, if that wasn't enough, Jada Pinkett Smith did a video on TikTok, I think about 4 days before the Oscars, in which she proclaimed that she actually liked the way her hair was and enjoyed being bald. Check it out.
Cool, but that's not really like what my hair likes to do. So I had to learn to get the courage to just go, nah, I'm not doing that. Which is why I feel the freedom today. I don't give two craps what people feel about this bald head of mine, because guess what? I love it.
So she kind of made it sound like, hey, me being bald is no big deal. I actually like it. And, if somebody else doesn't like it, who cares? Because I like it. Making it seem like she was more than okay with any jokes about her hair because this was a style choice for her. And as others have been pointing out, there were a lot of other jokes while they were at the Oscars that were more offensive than Chris Rock's little rub, for instance. Here are a couple.
We love you. Thank you for all the years of joy you've brought us. Thank you. We can't wait for more Red Table Talk and more entanglements and no more entanglements. No more entanglements.
Will Smith, you're married, but you know what? You're on the list and looks like Jada approved you, so you get on up here. Get on up here.
Now, for those of you who don't know, the word entanglement is because Will Smith's wife, Jada, had a 1-year relationship with someone during their marriage. So that was the entanglement, and these people were making fun of the entanglement. So it seems like now Hollywood has started shifting dramatically from this whole support this Black man who's going through this mental crisis to this person committed a violent act against another Black man, and that he shouldn't be coddled. He should be treated just like everyone else. That's what we want. We want equality. But now I think Hollywood has to reconcile that coddling someone in this moment is not the right thing to do. There has to be consequences for your actions. And that seems like what's going to happen with Will. So today, Wednesday, the Academy is going to meet and decide Will Smith's fate. So my question to you is, what should they do? Should they suspend Will Smith? Should they expel him? Should they revoke his award? Should they just give him a slap on the wrist? Now, other people have been pointing out that there's been some other horrible people who've gotten Academy Awards. Harvey Weinstein, Roman Polanski, and those people were allowed to keep their awards. So why shouldn't Will be allowed to keep his awards? Now, Whoopi Goldberg has said there's going to be some consequences, but what should they be? Again, let's just be very clear what happened here. Will Smith violently assaulted someone on stage, another actor, an actor that he's been friends with, an actor that he's done shows with. That's who he assaulted. And if it was anyone else other than Will Smith, would it be handled this way? Let me know in the comment section how you feel. My name is Nate the Lawyer, and you've been updated. Check you later. Peace.